Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Friday the 3rd of March. Here we have our tables in front of us. We have two types of tables. We have our trend traders table and our day traders table. These are showing the same studies but just highlighting different time frames. You can see here some of the currencies are highlighted in green. That means there is a confluence between those trading time frames, and that's where we'll be focusing some of our attention in these videos. The tables auto update every 5 minutes 24/7, meaning that our members can see how the markets stand right now in real time. So, what are the tables showing us today? Well, it's showing us that the Canadian dollar has come up as one of the stronger currencies. It's S2 on both of our tables. The euro is S3 on both tables, and the yen is W1 on the trend traders, so the weakest currency, but only the second weakest currency on the day traders. Now we're going to take a look at euro yen initially, then we're going to go over some of the pairs that we've discussed this week, just because they're coming back into some of those key levels, especially the ones surrounding the New Zealand dollar this week. So let's jump into euro yen. I'm going to ask the question, will price reach 146.50? And if not, where could price go to? Because we've actually started to see euro come off the tables a little bit in terms of down the board here. So if we take a look at yesterday, you can see that it was S2 on our day traders. It then started to slip down to S3. Before that, we were S2 in here as well. So technically the euro was starting to get stronger, and now it's kind of slipping down the tables a little bit, which means that the momentum could be fading here for euro. If this updates whilst we're in the video and it comes off the table, then that will explain our sort of theory that we could be seeing euro downside at the moment. So looking at 146.50 as potential targets for buyers, but will price reach it? Well, looking at the weekly time frame, we are technically trading to the upside here. The market is making higher highs and higher lows. We did, however, break out of the bullish channel to the upside just through here, so that bullish channel kind of continues through like that, and we did trade outside of that. However, price still remains above the 200 moving average. We bounced at the 138 support, and we've traded higher. We've even broken through some resistance at 142.75. So from a technical point of view here, we're looking at this from, the potential of the weekly uptrend continuing, and we would say, this market is bullish. The tables also agree with that to a certain extent, but like I said, euro is starting to slide off of the tables. So if I actually go to a lower time frame, again, what I like to do is start at the higher time frame, see what the higher time frame trend or no trend is saying, wherever those key support resistance levels. And again, we can see price has come out of this range in here above the 142.75 resistance, and we've kind of moved to the upside. Now, the past couple of days, we've kind of pulled back a little bit here for euro yen, so the market's starting to form a bit of a pullback phase. Now, when that's the case, we can either start looking at our lower time frames for support and resistance levels, or we need to kind of sit and wait to see buyers step back in, basically, because if buyers aren't around at this area at the moment, then it's going to be difficult for us to get a position in up to the 146.50. Now, I like the 146.50 because it's these highs in here that formed back in December, and we had quite an aggressive move down. It's around about 890 pips to the downside from there. So usually the market will want to go and retest these areas again. So from that kind of standpoint, you can say, yeah, okay, I understand where we're going with this in terms of price could trade to the upside. However, on a short-term thing, we may have to wait a little bit longer, because we can see that euro is S3. If I just do a little update, we'll see if it's come off the tables yet or not. Okay, so it hasn't, so we can still technically look for the move here. But if I go down into a lower time frame, there's a crucial area of support that price is at the moment, and I think if price trades through this support, we're going to be looking for something to the downside here. Now, you can see I've marked up a couple of areas on our hourly time frame. You can see clearly that we're on the hourly time frame because chart partner here points out that we're on the hourly time frame. But you can see I've marked up two areas of interest. I've marked up the 144.75 and the 145.50. Reason I marked this area up is because you can see it was this recently formed high. Lots of aggressive buying came from this area as well. So that area there would act as support potentially. I've marked up the 145.50 because price suddenly turned at this point. We had aggressive selling coming in at this area. This is why I think 144.75 is key, because you can see that we've had some buying coming in here and here. However, if the price is going to follow what we think they could follow from the tables, I would expect buyers to come back in at this point, because we're at a key area of support, and if it was to continue there, we could look for targets of 145.50 and then look for the bigger targets of 146.50. However, if price trades through this support, then the buyers that are trying to get active here at the moment, you can see buyers are trying to get in here, they may pull away from the market and they may exit their positions because they don't want to lose too much essentially, and that could cause further selling pressure, which drives price back lower towards the 144 handle, which we've marked out through here. Now the 144 comes in just around this area through here. It's not marked on the daily time frame, it's marked on the 8 hour. Reason being, again, that was an area where price paused before finding that demand in the market, so I've marked out the 144 as an area of potential support as well. So if price was to trade through the 144.75, I think this is going to see price move a lot lower. So what I'm trying to say is, don't rush into getting long on euro at the moment, because price looks to be failing at this support at the moment, okay? Which is not a bad thing, because if price continues to push lower, let's say it comes down to sort of the 143.80 here, or even back to the 142.75, and euro yen appears on the tables again, then we've got a really good reward to risk trade up to the 146.50 handle, okay? Hopefully that makes sense around euro. Here we are on the tables again, and we've looked at numerous pairs this week, including the New Zealand dollar pairs, and I just wanted to draw your attention to a couple of those. So one of those that we talked about this week was Aussie Kiwi. We're expecting price to come down to the 1.0775 handle, and what we're looking for is a pullback to the 1.0875, and you can see at the moment we're in that pullback move. Price is heading back towards this area of resistance where we could expect some selling pressure again to come back in. So we might take a look at this one going into next week. Another market of interest for us was Kiwi CAD. However, Kiwi and CAD both strong on the day traders table at the moment. So what we're looking at was this support area at 0.8450. So this is going to be an interesting battle now going on between these two currencies, because they're both strong. What we may actually see is a consolidation form here. So next week we could look for the breakout potentially. If CAD starts to fall from the tables there, we could look for the long opportunity. Obviously, if Kiwi falls away, price is likely to trade lower. Finally then, Aussie US dollar was a big part of this week. We've been looking at Aussie US dollar pulling back, and we are starting to finally see that pullback. I'm still looking for moves up to the 0.68 handle, or at least the 200 moving average here. Previous structure highs. I want to see price reject in and around those areas there. So we'll see what happens. I've had a few good opportunities this week. I like the idea of euro actually continuing to the downside. So if we look at euro yen, what I'm trying to say is just be a little bit cautious with that market at the moment. Despite it saying that it's strong here, we are starting to see a little bit of that momentum fade. And this is why you want to match the currency strength indicator tables with the technicals, okay? Because the technicals at the moment say, yes, we're at support, but sellers are in control at the moment, okay? We want to see that dynamic change before we look for any kind of positioning. Thanks for watching this video update. I hope you had a great trading week, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.